morning. We're Jacob and Jenny, and we have arrived in Brussels, Belgium.
Belgium is known for tons of different amazing foods, and we're going to try to find as many of them as we can today while exploring this beautiful city that is known as the capital of Europe.
We don't have a lot of time, so let's get going.
So we're starting off our day here right in the center of Brussels, in the Grand Place, and it is very aptly named. Just all these stunning buildings. It's a very tight square, just surrounded by buildings all from the 1600s. It was originally, has always been kind of an open air square where they had market, where they did trading, but the French, aiming at the main bell tower in the town, they bombed this whole area and destroyed all the buildings around here. But all the trade guilds, they weren't just gonna give up. They wanted to come back, prove that they were strong and that they could succeed, and wanted to build back better than they were before. So they reconstructed everything taller, prettier, more covered in gold. And what you have here today is just a stunning place, and I can definitely see why it's considered to be one of the most beautiful squares in the whole world. It's really something to take in.
So perhaps the only thing more grand than the Grand Place is waffles. You can't come to Belgium without eating some waffles. There's two known types of waffles, or popular types to get, and that's the Brussels waffle, which is kind of your standard waffle if you're from the United States. That's kind of the waffle you think of. And a Liege waffle, which has more like crystallized sugar inside of it. So we got the Liege waffle plain, but the Brussels waffle with strawberries, and let's just eat. So this is the Liege waffle, and already you can tell it's very soft, and I think it's gonna be chewy. It's so good. And it's like almost like a pastry. It's like kind of light and fluffy, flaky, and just a little bit sweet. Delicious, perfect. Now we're gonna do some rearranging. Try the Brussels waffle. This I can already tell is a little bit crispier. And I'm gonna get some strawberries on this too. It seemed like it would hold really well with some strawberries. That's why we went with the topping on this one. Ooh, see, this one's already crunchy and crispier than the other one. See if I can get one of these in one bite. It's good too. They're definitely very different. This one at the Brussels waffle is just crunchy and light and flaky. They're different, but still good, and definitely come and try.
That was perfect. I definitely recommend the Liege waffle. That one was my favorite. Just so dense and sweet at the same time. And I recommend to get it without toppings, actually. There's places everywhere where you can get them to go on the street and just cover them in heaping mounds of toppings, but I really feel like that would cover up the really good flavor of the waffle itself.
Unfortunately, not only is it cold, but it's also raining, so hopefully we'll have more stops that are inside, but for now, let's go. So right around the corner from the Grand Place is the Galerie Royale Saint-Hubert, which is the oldest shopping mall in Europe. And you won't find a lot of stores you typically think of in a mall, because most of them are expensive, handmade, good quality stores, and they also have still operating very fancy apartment buildings on top. But we're going to take a few moments to shop around and see if we can find anything that is in our budget.
While we're kind of hiding out from the rain, we had to stop and get some chocolate. One of the premier chocolate shops here is New House, which is actually the inventor of the praline, which is one of the types of chocolates here. So they typically have 3 types of chocolates that you're going to see at a Belgian chocolate shop.
A praline, which has a hard inside, a truffle, which is kind of covered in like the powdered cocoa, and a ganache, which is creamier on the inside.
So I'm gonna start here with my praline. I got a dark chocolate filled with hazelnuts, and it's supposed to have a bit of a hop flavor, like the hops that you would use in beer. So I'm pretty excited about this combination of two Belgian staples. Okay, yeah, so it has the crunchiness of the hazelnuts. I wasn't actually expecting. The inside's a little bit creamy, but I'm not sure if I can taste the hop yet. Let me try a little bit more. Yeah, maybe just a little bit of that bitterness that you get from hops.
So the second one I'm going to try is the ganache, which I got raspberry on the inside. Very excited. I love raspberries. That's really good. I was like raspberry cream with dark chocolate. It was so just decadent. So good. The last one I'm going to try is the truffle minus cappuccino flavor. Ooh. That is some bitter chocolate on the outside, like the cacao that's kind of covering it. It's really, really bitter, so you get that initial like kind of shock. Really rich, creamy. A little bit of the cappuccino flavor. This is such a special treat. Definitely come and get some. Try kind of all of them, because everyone is a little bit different. They're all so good.
No wonder that this place has been around since 1857, making just amazing chocolate. Come out onto the Rue of Bouchers, which is a tiny little road here full of restaurants with tables just everywhere. But today it's a little chilly to be eating outside, so they're all pretty empty. But I'm sure when it is nice weather, this street is quite hopping and happening, full of people eating food and just enjoying the pretty nice atmosphere down here with just, it feels like you're in a little alleyway of food and drink and just what would normally be people enjoying a good time. But on a cold day, we're just trying to get to our next stop. We continued walking and got quite cold, so we need to warm up a bit. We're actually in an area of town that used to be the old fish markets, and there's still just around this whole square is a bunch of places to get seafood. Belgium is really well known for their seafood. They're right on the North Sea, so you may have heard of Belgian mussels and fries. So we wanted something a little more hearty. We got shrimp croquettes and a fish soup. So we're pretty excited about getting these. Oh, that's really good. You get the nice fried, crispy outer shell, and then inside is like a stew of shrimp. Oh, it's so nice. You can taste the shrimp in there. That very subtle seafood flavor. Very creamy. It's very nice on a cold day like today. Ooh, you just see all the steam coming off of it.
Cool. And the fish is like a nice mild fish flavor. Perfectly, warm on a nice cold day like today.
So we had to just come get out of the rain, and what better way to do that than enjoying some classic Belgian beers. Belgium is really well known for its beers. There's hundreds of styles here. They just make beers spanning the gamut. We came to this bar called Mort Subite, which is still, it's a very classic bar, decorated the same way it was back in the 20s, in the 1920s. You can just feel the history here, that how many people have had a wonderful beer here in this same place. It's quite something to think about. But now I need to try this wonderful, I got a Chemin Vert, which is an Abbey-style Trappist beer made by monks. So a lot of history goes into this beer, and I'm drinking it in a place with a ton of history. You gotta love it. Oh, very nice beer.
Got a Lambic beer, which is also a really popular beer in this area. And don't hate on me if I get this wrong because I'm definitely not a beer expert, but I believe it's like open fermentation beer. So the yeast kind of comes in. This beer is actually made by this bar, or at least brewed by somebody who owns the bar as well. So this is their style of framboise, which is a raspberry lambic. And it's just light fruity goodness. Very refreshing. So one thing that Belgium is known for is their comic artists. So around Brussels you'll see several murals of different comics. This one is from Tintin, which is a very popular comic here in Belgium. Ooh, so you can't come to Belgium without trying some not French fries. Fries. These fries are pretty unique here to Belgium for a few reasons. So one reason is they fry them in beef fat, so they're very hearty. Another reason is they double fry the fries. So they fry them once and then they fry them fresh to order. Another reason that makes them so special is that you usually have them with several sauces. We got mayonnaise, which is pretty standard here, and an andouille sauce, which seems more like maybe like a spicy mayonnaise. Ooh. Oh, that sauce is really, really good, and the fry is super crispy and salty.
Oh, that was mostly mayonnaise. Oh, but the fry, ooh, very nice crisp crunch on the outside. These are best definitely to eat while they're warm, so make sure you eat them fresh as soon as you get them out of the fryer. They're nice, warm inside. The inside is still kind of soft and just that nice potatoey oiliness from the fryer, and then you have the crisp crunchiness from the second time they fry it, and ooh, it's nice.
So our final stop today is probably the smallest sightseeing site I can think of, which is the Mannequin Kiss, which is a little peeing boy fountain. Interesting landmark. And it's tiny. It's only like 1.5 feet.
This diminutive little statue is widely considered to be the icon and symbol of Brussels. It's a little weird. I guess they dress him up. He's been here for over 400 years, just continuously peeing into that little pool. It's very impressive. I'm not sure how much water he drank, but apparently quite a bit to keep going. He's not dressed up now, but they dress him up in hundreds of different costumes. There's even a museum just down the road where you can go and see all of the variety of different costumes that he's worn throughout the years. He sometimes dresses up as Santa or Elvis or just whatever you can possibly think of. I think he's been with several hundred costumes. I'm sure he's been quite a few characters.
I think it's less disturbing now that it has clothes on.
Well, with that grand finale of Brussels, I think that completes our tour of the city and our feast of
lots of fried, heavy goodness.
Oh, but definitely the food in this area is meant for the weather.
Yes.
It didn't disappoint on this cold day. We needed such rich, hearty food. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Tell us about a day when you had not so wonderful weather and what you did to kind of enjoy your day while you're traveling.
Hopefully when you come to Brussels, it'll be much warmer and drier for you.
But until next time.
Bye.